Hello, my name is Jeffrey Eaker. I am the Rockwell Automation Boston Territory Sales Intern for the summer of 2015. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation thus far, and I'm here today to show you our IO-Link demonstration. Starting from right to left, you'll see a 24-volt power supply powering a Compact Logix L36 controller. This is networked to a 1734.io master module via Ethernet. This is, of course, a DLR-enabled device. We've seen this module before for discrete point I/O. Now it will be enabled for IO-Link using this IO-Link card. You'll notice that this is the same exact dimensions as the traditional discrete I/O cards and fits perfectly into the same slot as I'm fitting it into now. So you'll see as soon as we plug this in, it'll start to communicate with the controller and communicate out to the sensors. If those sensors are IO-Link enabled, it'll call out and those sensors will return that call with an IO-Link protocol. And these two module slots right here, 0 and 1, as you can see we have 0 and 1 slots plugged in with two IO-Link enabled sensors. They've lit up a solid green to indicate that. Slots 2 and 3 are blinking because there are no sensors in that slot. One of the great things about this IO-Link card is that if you plugged in a discrete sensor that's not IO-Link enabled, these two lights would light up red and still be able to be used in communicating with that Compact Logix module. And if you go into your plant today, that's exactly what you'll see. You'll see all of those red lights lit up on those different cards, showing that we're communicating with a discrete sensor. But now that we have that IO-Link capability, we can communicate to the controller with those advanced diagnostics, and we even have other advanced features, such as being able to use analog sensors without an analog card going straight into the 1734 IO-Link card through the master and then communicating back to the PLC. We'll be able to go into Studio 5000 later in this demonstration to see exactly where those different tags will lead us. So now what I'm going to show you is an example of one of the sensors that we saw in the presentation. This is the JT sensor. It is an IR sensor, one of the new ones, with the Teach button on top. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate the functionality that we were describing in the presentation. By pushing this Teach button for 3 seconds, and you'll see that green light blink 3 times for each second, it's now in Teach mode. I'll point it at what I want it to see, push the button once, and it's been taught. It's going to see this red log. When I move away, that device turns off, and back on when I move it back there. Now let's say, for instance, on the manufacturing floor, something damages this sensor, and it's cleaved off. So it's broken off. I'll unscrew it here, take it off, and then I'll take a new sensor and plug it on. Now this is indicating a maintenance procedure. I'm taking the same part number and I'm plugging it back into the IO-Link system. The IO-Link system says, hey, I remember exactly what you're supposed to do, and then when I put it on the red log, it sees what it's supposed to see. When I move away, it goes off and on and off. It's a great example of one of the functions of IO-Link in reducing factory downtime.
As we saw previously, the JT sensor will turn on when it sees the red log and off when it does not see the red log. One of the great features of the IO-Link is the margin detection diagnostic data. As I hold the IR sensor over the red log, you can see that the first column indicates that the target is present. As I slowly move away from the log and approach the edge of the sensor's margin, the third column will indicate that the sensor is near its margin. A very useful application for this is, for instance, a sawmill where IR sensors gets covered in dust and quickly approach their margin. Plant downtime can be prevented by quickly cleaning off this sensor when the margin alarm is triggered, and an operator can quickly come by and clean off the sawdust.
IO-Link capable sensors can be configured in Studio 5000. If I double-click the IO-Link master module within the controller organization tree, we can access the IO-Link add-on profile. Add-on profiles are part of Rockwell Automation's Premier Integration strategy, where if you use Rockwell Automation devices with Rockwell Automation controllers, it is made very simple to configure the device. Within the add-on profile, I can see which sensors are and aren't IO-Link enabled. For IO-Link enabled sensors, we can view all of the relevant part information, parameters such as thresholds and tolerances, and diagnostic information such as location indication and operation status. From here, we can go to the controller tags and see another nice feature of Premier integration. All the data and parameters for IO-Link capable sensors being used with Rockwell Automation controllers are already given useful tag names. Here, I can see the configuration parameters, such as fault modes. I can see input data, such as sensed distance and margin level. I can also see useful output information. This has been an overview of the Studio 5000 add-on profile for IO-Link sensors. Thank you for your time.